This is a stupid idea. Absolutely stupid. Alright, hello and welcome. Welcome back to Race to Quit. This is a stupid idea. Absolutely stupid. I mean, it's currently -4 and the wind chill is making me feel like -10 degrees Celsius. So dumb. Why did I think that this was a smart idea? Anywho, so my name is Brennan, and tomorrow, October 13th, I'll be quitting smoking and training for a marathon. So essentially, how this is going to work. So basically I'll have 4 training runs a week starting on October 13th, and I'll be running the Calgary Marathon on May 24th of 2026. And so happy to report that there are snowflakes falling here in Edmonton, though it does look really beautiful in the neighborhood. So that part is actually a little nice. But if you can hear the wind, it's hitting my face and it's really cold. So here are a couple of rules for this crazy project that I'm on. So first, we're starting this obviously in October, and since I'm in Edmonton, that means winter is starting soon. What that also means is that there need to be some safety precautions. So when it comes to that, we've got a few. The 4.5 snowflakes that I've seen so far on this walk is not giving me the best joy. Since we're moving into the winter and into the colder seasons, and I live in Edmonton where it's not uncommon to hit -30, -40 in the winter months, we need to have some safety precautions for this. So I will be doing all of my running outside until it hits -20 degrees Celsius with the wind chill, and we will revisit that also based on length of run, etc. -25 for 3 kilometers. It's going to be a lot different than -22 for 25 kilometers. So it's going to be a roll with the punches kind of thing. Like, it's -10 right now, and I'm barely moving, and I feel pretty warm. My fingers are a little chilly, but I do have gloves on, which, if anybody has known me in real life, the fact that I even put on gloves is a miracle in and of itself. So that's a safety caveat. And then we also need to look at nutrition. So typically when quitting smoking, it's not unheard of to gain 5 kilos, 10, 11 pounds within the first few weeks, just because, you're trying to substitute one craving for another. And one could argue that I'm just taking my addiction to smoking and trying to turn it into an addiction to running or posting content online. Who knows? Who knows? We'll see what that brings in the future. But with that said, I'm not doing this specifically for weight loss or to have a certain body type, but I also don't want to have to buy a whole bunch of new clothes because I've gained 20 pounds. So for week 1, for training runs, we've got 4 on the go. So Tuesday is going to be a 3K, kind of like baseline where we'd like to be. My last video, I waffled between 5 hours and 5 hours and 15 minutes as a finish. So we're gonna aim for 5 at the start, and that might be a super lofty goal, but probably doable. So Tuesday will be a 3K run. Wednesday will be a 5K. Friday will be another 5K. And then Saturday will be a gym day. And Sunday will be 7K. And that rounds out the entire week. Now, the harder part is, how do we stay quiet in those times when I'm not running or when I'm at work and I'm having to deal with people and stuff, right? So that's kind of where the line has to be really solidified. So if you have any tips or tricks, feel free to drop them in the comments, because I would greatly appreciate any sort of ideas you may or may not have. Alright, so we're in the post first day phase. Just was out for a walk yesterday and was going through everything that we'll be seeing over the next few weeks and few months and everything. So happy to report I made it through the first day. So if you like, there's a few different ways that you can support. You can always like, comment, and subscribe. Obviously, we've heard it on every channel, but there's a couple of other things that we can do as well. You can follow along with me on Instagram and Facebook, and this does cost money to and time and effort. Yeah, it costs money, time, and effort to edit, do all that kind of stuff. So if you'd like, there is buy me a coffee in the link tree in my bio. Do not feel obligated at all. But there's also an Amazon wish list there too, just to help keep things on the lower cost side of things for myself. Living alone in the city, I get by. I totally get by. But I want to be able to do this, and getting started is very difficult. So, just follow along for the journey, and we'll see where this takes us.